What's up, good people? Mark Holmes here, and as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally does not work. I hope everybody's having a great day. It's Taco Tuesday, and I hope all your taco dreams come true. We have some breaking news right now. Jerry Jones, going on 105.3 The Fan, of course, today has let us know that Dak Prescott will be having his surgery on his hamstring tomorrow. I had heard last week about the trip to New York that was going to be taking place, and speaking with the specialist, they literally, he exhausted every possibility of things that could be done to try and get him to play. You might remember when he had the, I think it was calf strain. When Dak, I think, had a calf strain that he ended up doing, I'm trying to remember what it was, but it's basically they take your blood out and they put it through a centrifuge and they end up getting the stem cells and injecting it back into the calf, because he only missed one game. And so that's the kind of stuff that Dak Prescott did. Let me say again, he had a calf strain. He missed one game. Michael Gallup had a calf strain and missed 5 or 6 weeks. So, you know, for June Jones, who is trying to stay relevant and make a name for himself, of course, who came out with the whole thing that Dak is faking injuries, that Micah Parsons is faking injuries, that kind of bullshit is just wrong. So where do we go from here, guys? Well, I've got this lemon tree to take to Waynesboro, and it's rolling a little bit here. It's got thorns on it that are literally like this long, and they are sharp as shit. And I don't want to smack at me in the head, because it'll definitely hurt. These are like the needles they use to drain my knees. Where do we go from here? You know, we've got the culture issue that, like, people are talking about right now, that we definitely know that we have. And we look at now the younger coaches like D'Amico Ryans, and we look at the Dan Campbells and stuff. The younger guys that rally the troops, that are former players, that can relate to the younger generations and motivate them, that aren't out of touch with them. And then you have what will probably end up will be the Cowboys doing the opposite of what is the trend lines that are working. They'll go out and they'll get Bill Belichick, you know, because of course Bill Belichick, he's tied to Super Bowl rings and things. But you have to wonder, has the game passed him by? That's the biggest thing. But if we do get a Bill Belichick, here's Bill Belichick's thing right now. Bill Belichick was saying, you build the team from the offensive line out, which is the truth. And see, this is what the Cowboys realized after getting journeyman offensive linemen throughout most of Tony Romo's career, was he started taking a beating, and it was like, it was always Tony Ono, because it got to the point where one of three things would happen. Tony Romo would make an impossible move and an incredible play, you know, getting away from J.J. Watt and throwing a TD to Terrence Williams, you know what I'm saying? And things like that. Or it would end up being Tony would throw a bad play, you know, pick, and it'd be like Tony Ono. Or it would be Tony Romo would take a hit and not get back up. The Cowboys have to realize that they're in that position right now, in the twilight of Dak Prescott's career. And after paying him the amount of money that they paid him, unless it's only about the publicity, because Dak Prescott will always have the publicity, you're going to have to protect him. You're going to have to get a line together that will protect him, and you're going to have to get a running game. And at least Bill Belichick understands that. Here's the thing that's funny, is how people always say Dak Prescott sucks. Dak Prescott sucks. He is not the guy to win. That's going to win you a Super Bowl. Well, The funny thing is, and I'll have more on this later. I got to run to the store before I head down the road. And I'm almost there. People always look and say, well, Dak's got this, Dak's got that. He's just got it made. And how people were thinking, all we have to do is insert another quarterback in there. Okay? All we got to do is insert another quarterback, and we're good. We had people, like Skip Bayless, who's supposed to be a football expert and things, that were literally saying, there's no difference between Dak Prescott and Cooper Rush. His pocket awareness is better and things, and he can push he can motivate the team and his all this other bullshit, right? Just like they said about Andy Dalton. That Andy Dalton, remember, Andy Dalton was a quarterback that was a starter for many years, took his teams to the playoffs 4 times, although never got a win. But they were talking about how there's no difference between Dak Prescott and Andy Dalton. Guys, as bad as our running game is, I want you to think about this for a second. As bad as our running game is, Rico averaged more yards a carry than Cooper Rush passed per completion. 3.5 yards, guys. Cooper Rush got us 45 yards passing. And, we always hear, well, the Cowboys, you got CeeDee Lamb and you got Jake Ferguson and stuff. You got elite talent. Well, CeeDee Lamb had 19 yards. 19 yards. See, if the mentality was correct with you guys, that you got, CeeDee Lamb does this all on his own. CeeDee Lamb broke the Dallas Cowboys records because CeeDee Lamb is just great. Dak didn't have anything to do with it. You thinking that he's breaking the Cowboys records if Cooper Rush is passing the ball to him? 19 yards, people. 19 freaking yards. And this is where you don't miss the water till the well runs dry. Well, that well is completely dry. Trey Lance. Oh, well, Trey's got his legs, man. Trey Lance, he can do great things. He'll be more dynamic with the team. Okay? Yeah. Well, you got your chance there. Apples to apples. Same Dallas Cowboys. And although I will say that we actually blocked better. We actually blocked better and ran the ball better than typically what we have when Dak's been out there. Seriously. Rico had a great game. Richards played better at tackle than Tyler Guyton. So, yeah, you got a good quarterback, but you ain't got anything there to support him. And he's the guy who's been keeping this damn team relevant. Whether you want to accept it or not, he is the only reason that this team has been relevant. Send the prayers, Dak.